Okay, good evening, everyone. Let's give it a few more moments before we kick off. Welcome to day one of the Money Mindset Makeover. We'll just wait a few more moments. We are a little bit early, so I hope you've had a great day so far. You've got a lot done, and you're super excited for a big half an hour coming up. Got quite a lot of good stuff to go through. This is obviously all about some of the, I guess, a way to describe it would be the 20% that creates the 80% result. And then there's so many of us that has had a moment in our life where we just wish life could be easier, where we wish someone could just give us the secret sauce that's going to make our problems disappear. And money or income or wealth and abundance, that's a scoreboard for life. And so the next 4 days is really about how do we improve on that scoreboard of life? How do we, get that scoreboard to look the way we want it to look rather than the way it maybe currently is? And you may have seen a post that I did today, which is often what people do is they're looking externally from themselves and they want to improve their external results, but they're not looking internally. And I'm sure you're here because you understand that if you want your money and your wealth and your abundance to increase and grow, then you need to grow yourself. So we'll be kicking off very soon. So whilst we're waiting, I'd love to hear where are you from. So comment in the comments box on Zoom here. Let me know where you're from. What city you're coming from at the moment? Are you in the Gold Coast where I am? Are you Melbourne, Sydney? Where are you? So just use the chat function. West Footscray, Jade. Fantastic. Michelle, 2J. I don't know 2J WA. Great. West Footscray, Berwick. Awesome. So I'm in the Gold Coast at the moment. It was probably got the coldest I have experienced it so far this winter. Got down to 9 degrees for me, which is a bit chilly for the Gold Coast. I did grow up in Melbourne, so I know just how chilly it does get. So I've been kind of spoilt for the last 8 years living up here. So I don't envy those of you that are down in Melbourne and possibly even lower than that. Maybe some people from Tasmania, Hobart. So Melbourne, Roeville, Tracy, awesome. Great to see you guys. So we'll kick off in a moment. I'll just give a few more minutes for other people to jump in. Look, I'm excited because we've got a lot of really good content to go through. This is the last time we're running this. In fact, you already got messages from people saying that what they learned from the last Money Mindset Makeover has just changed their life. You may have seen a live that I did with Raylene Robinson, and just how much sometimes these simple things we're not taught in schools, we're not taught from our parents. Unfortunately, our parents didn't learn them from anyone, so they didn't actually know it to be able to pass on to us. And so these next 4 days is really about sharing with you some mindset techniques, some skills, some ways of thinking that is going to allow you to master that game of money. We got down to 2 degrees a little while ago. Wow. Volunteering street count in the middle of it. Wow, fantastic. I mean, not fantastic, it gets down to 2 degrees unless you're an Eskimo or a penguin, perhaps. But yeah, I heard it got pretty cold down in Melbourne. I think my brother was telling me it was down to 0 degrees out in Gippsland where he is. So for those of you that are watching the recording, I get it. Life's busy, but you really should be watching the live. You want to be joining us live. After tonight's 30-minute presentation, I will be going live in the Facebook group for probably 5-10 minutes for a live Q&A. So if there's anything that I covered tonight that you're unsure of, or you're like, yeah, but I've got a really specific question about that, or how do I apply that to me? I'll jump into the Facebook group, the Money Mindset Mastermind, I think it's called, and I'll be in there for 5-10 minutes. I'll be in there for 10 minutes if there's more questions. I'll be there for 15 minutes. I'll be there for as long as we've got questions. I will cap it at 15 minutes. I'm sure my wife wouldn't appreciate me spending too much time tonight away from her. So we'll wait a few more moments and then we'll kick off. If you've just joined us, comment in the comments below and let us know where you're coming from. Where are you tonight? Are you, Brisbane? Are you in Perth? Are you somewhere else? We've heard that, Jade's down in Melbourne. It got down to, 2 degrees already. I was just saying that, got down to 9 degrees this morning. Southwest Victoria. Fantastic, Rebecca. Southwest. So that's sort of Geelong area or further around than that. Sinette's from Perth. Awesome, Sinette. I know we'll be catching up very soon in probably, 2 weeks now, Sinette. We'll be hanging out on the Gold Coast doing world-class speaker training. That's going to be fun. Leanne from Perth. Awesome, Leanne. Great to see you. Helen in St Kilda. Awesome. And further along in Geelong. Okay, great. So if you don't have a pen or handy or paper handy, go grab some. Go grab a pen, go grab some paper. If you haven't already printed out the worksheet, I am just going to pop a link into, let me find it. Let's get a link. I'm going to pop a link into the comments for you all, and you can go and get that workbook. If you're on a computer, I'm not sure it's going to work on a phone, but if you're on a computer, you can download that worksheet, and it should allow you to fill it out electronically as well. So if you don't have a pen, you're on a device or an iPad or something like that, you still can follow along. Michael, you're printed and ready. Awesome. Good to hear. Better make sure that we are recording as well. Yep, we're set on record. Awesome. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen in a moment, and then we'll kick off. So let's jump into it. So again, I formally want to welcome you all to the Money Mindset Makeover. This is day one. I'm super excited because I've got a lot of information to share with you. It changed my life significantly. It really helped me master the game of money. And I've seen it change other people's lives, other people that were struggling as much as what I was once upon a time. And just seeing how very quickly it starts to shift their perception, their resourcefulness, which then also in turn increases their resources, their money. Now, admittedly, if you're here because you're hoping for some magic bullet that's going to help you wake up tomorrow with $1 million in your bank account, you're on the wrong webinar. This is not it. Go somewhere else. Go try and find that get-rich-quick program, because that's not it. This is really about getting your mindset ready so you can create the abundance and wealth that you truly deserve and that you probably want. But more importantly than that, it's also about how to hang on to it, because that's a big challenge for a lot of people. Is sometimes there are people out there, and you might be one of these people that's earning a lot of income right now, but you may not be hanging on to it. You may not be using it in the right way. So I want to really, respect your time tonight, because each of us has finite amount of time. And that's why, this current moment that we're in right now is so important, because you can't get back this moment. Once this moment passes, that's it. And so I believe that it's always about just using the current moment, the moments in front of you, and really extracting the juice from the present moment. So what I'd say to you tonight, and for any time you're really with me, is playful out. Playful out and take as much value as you can, because by doing so, it's going to give you the ability to think differently, to then feel differently, and then more importantly, to behave in a different way as well. And so just want to be, completely present as much as you can, and really decide where you're going to invest your time. And if you're going to decide to be here for the next half an hour, then fully invest in that. Switch off your phone, put the dog outside, put the kids to bed, do what you need to do so you don't have any distractions. I'm not sure whether that's possible in the next, 30 seconds or not, but just do the best you can to be completely present. Now, hopefully you've got a pen and paper handy, and, I'm going to give you some insights into maybe some notes you want to take down as well. Now, what I think is, when you master the moment, when you kind of win the moment, you're focused on the moment. And if you can win your moments, those moments build up into minutes, those minutes build up into hours, those hours build up into days, those days into weeks, those weeks into months, those months into years, and all of a sudden you win your entire year and you win your life. And that's why it's so important. Just focus on the minute to go, what, how can I just be completely present in this moment? The challenge for a lot of people is they waste their time. They think their time, if they got plenty of it, they'll hang on to their money, but they'll waste their time. And they've got it reversed, because your time is the most important. Your time is finite. We all have this, this invisible timer that's counting down. I don't know what amount of time your clock has on it. I don't know what amount of time my clock has on it, but we all have this finite amount of time. And so you're either going to spend your time or you're going to spend your money. And you don't want to spend your time on the wrong things. And so that's what, a lot of this is all about. It's really understanding some of the dysfunction or some of the challenges and mistakes that people make. Now, a lot of studies have shown that people on their deathbed at the end of their life, they have two main regrets. And their two biggest regrets are, number one, that they wish they had the courage to follow their dreams. And then number two, that they wished they hadn't missed out on so much quality time being distracted with work. And so, that goes to show that a lot of people are holding themselves back in life, and a lot of people are probably spending time with the wrong things or on the wrong things. And I'm sure you're here because you want more time freedom, you probably want more money freedom, and you probably just want more emotional freedom as well. And so that's really what my job is over the next 4 days, is to show you a pathway that has worked significantly well for me, has worked for a lot of my clients as well. That is not just something I've made up because someone passed it on to me once upon a time, but it's really a culmination of all the things that have worked to help me increase my abundance, my wealth. But it's also, I've seen this replicate many, many times and duplicate for other people as well. And so I believe you're going to experience pain in life. I can tell you some of the things we're going to talk about over the next 4 days are going to be painful. I'm sorry, but they are. They're going to be painful. You either choose the pain of regret, which is you wake up one day and you regret you didn't take action. It's times like when you get a big bill, it turns up in the mail or in the email or whatever, however it turns up these days, and you regret that you didn't save money. It's the times when the car breaks down and you regret that you didn't go and get it serviced earlier. That's the pain of regret. And then you have the pain of discipline. And the pain of discipline is about doing the things today, even though you don't feel like doing them. It's like getting out of bed, even though it was cold. It's like, saving money, even though you don't feel like you can save money, even though you feel like you don't have enough money. It's that pain of discipline. Both are going to be painful. Pain of regret, pain of discipline. You just have to choose which pain you're going to choose, which one you're going to go for. Another way to think about it is life's going to be hard. You just get to choose your hard. It's hard being poor. It's hard being rich. But I know which one I would prefer. And, we'll look at sort of some of your beliefs and some of your associations to poor and some of your associations to rich as well as we go through tonight. But I want to share with you, how we can make some mindset shifts to create that space for abundance, because that's probably the first thing we need to do. We need to let go of who we currently are to create a space for the new person we need to become. Sometimes people's biggest challenge is their association or their attachment to who they currently are. If you want different results in your life, you are going to have to let go of something, because right now the universe only gives you what you're capable of. And so you need to let go and make room for something else to then fall into place. And so think of it like a computer. You've only got a certain amount of memory on your computer. You might have some dysfunctional programs, some programs that no longer work, but they take up space. You need to get rid of those programs that no longer, they're outdated, they don't work. Clear out that space so you've got some spare space or some free space, and then you can load new programs onto it. And so I want to give you an overview over the next 5 days. So today what we're going to do is help you gain some awareness and understand maybe the truth of what's going on for you, but then also install for you a bulletproof belief or a millionaire belief using a particular formula that's going to help you create wealth and abundance at an unconscious level. Then day 2, what we'll talk about is the magnetic vision process. And so this is how you authentically know that you truly do deserve wealth and abundance. And then day 3, we'll talk about the 5 wheels of wealth, and we'll look at your relationship with money. We'll also be looking at, just helping you uncover the number one reason why people sabotage their ability to earn a higher income. And we'll make sure you can sort of identify, repair, and optimize your relationship with money at the same time. And then the last day, that's probably the biggest day, is day 4. And I'll take you through how to continue that progress over the next 90 days. So you can create rapid, massive, shifts in your life and start to have your internal world represent your external world, or have your external world represent your internal world, I should say. And so, this is going to be a revolutionary step-by-step process that's going to help you create unstoppable momentum so you can create more abundance and more wealth. And so it's going to be a massive week, but my question to you is going to be this. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for a big week? Because this is what I know, that these next 90 days or these next 4 days, more, let's look at it in a smaller chunk, these next 4 days could be a total game changer for you. if you really commit to this over the next 4 days, you turn up and you play full out and you get excited and you let go of some of the current attachments you have to who you currently are and some of those old programs that may not be working any longer for you, then I can tell you, your future will completely change. You will, if you commit to being here with me, playing full out and invest in yourself, then your future abundance is going to look very, very different. And look, I can tell you this, that I'm going to be here giving you my time, my energy. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I'm going to give you this content in an engaging way, in a fun way. I'm going to give you my commitment, my coaching. I'm going to give you all of this. I'm going to help you for free. I'm not going to ask for anything over the next 4 days. But my question will be this. Will you show up? Type in the comments. Just tell me, say, I will show up. If you're going to show up, just say, I'm going to show up. Just say, I'll show up. Michael, awesome. Lee, Natalie, awesome. Sarah, Patricia, I can't keep going, but thank you. I appreciate that because this is what I know is like, I'm going to be here for the people who want to help themselves, but I need you to fight for you first. If you fight for you first, I will be in there fighting for you as well. But you need to be coachable. You need to be receptive to this as well. Because this is what I know, is I always want to have big weeks. Every week, I want to have a big week. Every day, I want to make every day the best day of my life. Maybe I'm weird like that. I don't know, but it works really well for me because every day I get to reset, bang, today, I'm going to make today the best day of my life. So tonight, I'm going to make tonight the best day of my life. I'm going to make this presentation the best presentation of my life. So I hope you're ready for that because I'm fired up for it. I'm ready to kick some serious butt this week and, just take my life to another level. I want to help you take your life to another level as well. So just know that, look, you might have some big dreams. You might have some big goals. And I want to let you know that they are absolutely achievable. Because as long as you have the right purpose, the right passion, and the inspiration to take bold action forward on a consistent basis, you'll get that result. You'll get that result. Now, it helps to have some strategic advisors on your side as well, a coach or a mentor or someone like that. So I'm going to take that responsibility as being your money mentor over the next 4 days. And that's what I'm excited for. So now that you make that decision, I want to ask you this. Are you super committed for the next 4 days to improve your mindset and really create that abundance in your life? Because now's the right time to do it. There is no right time. It's just about doing it. It's just about making it happen. Now, I can appreciate this is not for everybody. So, like, if you're sick of finding that you don't have enough money, then you're in the right place. But if you're the sort of person where you're like, you know what, it's not important to me, well, you're not in the right place. But what I know is, I've seen, money mindset change my life. It's changed my wife's life. It's changed my family's life. It's changed my clients' lives. And I want to give you access to that as well. So right now is the right time to take action. I can tell you why. Because there's an information boom going on. There's a population boom going on whilst people are consuming a whole heap of information. More people are more consciously aware and now they're seeking solutions. And if you have a look at the way society's been moving, what people are learning and how we're learning is not really helping us. I haven't seen the education system change all that much. You should write a book, Shane. Thank you. Maybe one day I will. I haven't seen the education system change all that much over the years. They're still not teaching kids or students, how to really, use money in the right way. And what we're trained to do is we're trained to find comfort. We're trained to settle in life. We're trained to trade our dreams for a wage. We're trained to be stuck in that old way of thinking. We're trained to be in an employee mentality. And so we wonder why we come out of these societal systems that we're born into and we trust, they've been here before us, so surely they've got it right by now, but they don't. And there's some gaps in that. And there are some businesses and there's some organizations out there that want you to stay stuck. There's some people out there, there's some organizations, there's some bodies out there that want you to need them. It's kind of like having a stone in your shoe, and so you walk around with this pain in your leg, and then an organization comes in and says, oh, you got a pain in your leg? Here, take this pill. It'll make your foot go numb. And so there's a whole heap of people walking around out there with numb feet. They just don't realize they just need to be told to take their shoe off, take the rock out, and they don't need the pill. They don't need to have numb feet. And so, no one teaches us these powerful lessons. And it's such I guess, this travesty that there are people out there, there's systems out there that just still don't teach it. And that was really what inspired me many years ago to create Australian Success Academy. I think, I'm not going to start a school as such. Well, not yet. I don't know, maybe someday. But it's just about, these are tools, these are skills that have just changed my life. And I didn't learn them until I was about 32. And so I've lived depends on how relative it is to your life, but, I've lived this life where I didn't know what I was doing. And I was trusting all the systems and the ways of doing things that we've just grown up to do. And so I want to encourage you that I want to stop you from focusing on the external. I want you to stop focusing on money. I want you to stop focusing on the supply. It's not the supply. I want you to start focusing on your internal programs, the mindset, the education that you currently have, the education you're going to get over the next few days. I want you to focus on your emotional state as well, because your emotions will impact and influence your actions. I want you to start putting yourself under a higher demand. It's about, how do I put myself under a higher demand? Because the universe only gives us what we're capable of, what we can handle. And so when you put yourself under a higher demand, you're saying to the universe, hey, I can handle more, bring on more. You also want to stop sacrificing your long-term results for short-term comfort. And that's a big thing that a lot of people get stuck in. People often think that money is going to solve their problems, but it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It only amplifies their problems. So if you make a bad decision with no money, well, I can tell you, when you get money, you're going to continue to make bad decisions. Money just amplifies who you currently are. Money's not evil. Money is just a resource. It's like saying bricks are evil. Bricks aren't evil. It's just a resource. If you throw a brick at someone, you could say, that was an evil use of that brick. But you can build a house for someone and you can put shelter up for them. That's a good use of that brick. And so money is just a resource. Money's not evil or good. It's just a thing. And so it's really about people's judgment of the behavior that money facilitates them to do as to whether they believe it's good or bad. And so, why does this all work? Well, it's this movement that I think the world needs to make. I think more and more people need to understand how to master this game of money. Because money it really is just a game. It's a scoreboard. You just need to learn the rules, play by the rules, and then win the game. And I can tell you there's enough money out there for you to win, for me to win, for your friends to win, for your family to win, for probably most people to win. There's enough money out there. We're not going to run out, right? So there's no scarcity around that. So I want to share with you kind of, I guess, how I got involved in this. I worked in the corporate world. As I said, I got to age 32 and I still wasn't doing the right things. But I worked in the corporate world because I thought that was what you're supposed to do. I just sort of climbed the ladder, climbed the ranks. And I kind of started to hack the system. I didn't really do that well in school. I did okay. I was probably an average student. But I got fairly clever when it came to the corporate world. And I didn't know about modeling at the time, but that's kind of what I started to do. Is I found who was the best. I was an entry-level position when I first started, and I thought, who's the best manager? And I went as close to that person as I could, and I tried to help them out. I tried to add value to them. I added value to their life, and they said, hey, Shane, why don't you join my team? I'm like, great. So I joined his team. And this person sort of coached me, and this person coached me to do his job. And so I took on some of his role. I took on his role before I was even getting paid for it. I was doing extra work, not getting paid. So what I was doing is I was hacking the system, and all of a sudden I got a promotion. And so I did it for the next level. I got another promotion. I did it for the next level. And then by the time I got to about 27, 28, I was one of the youngest call center managers in Melbourne back then. And so I was running a call center around about 180 people. I apologize because back in maybe 2008 or so, maybe one of my consultants may have called you at night, during dinner to sell you a mobile phone. I don't know. But look, that's what I was doing. So I was earning a six-figure income, but I didn't have any money. And I could never afford things. I was always running out of money. And it's because my money mindset was still not very healthy. As much as money would come in, money would go out. It doesn't matter if you're earning a six-figure income if you're spending a six-figure income. It doesn't matter if you're earning a five-figure income, if you're spending a five-figure income. You know, I was so focused on money, but I just didn't know the rules. And so again, if you don't know the rules of a game, how can you play it? Well, you play it poorly. You play it poorly and you wonder why you continually lose. And so I want to let you know that it's not your fault, and it wasn't my fault either. You know, we were born into this society, and it's not our parents' fault, because many of our parents just didn't know it either. You know, and we're in this information age right now, and so it is our responsibility, though. It's our responsibility to go, you know what? I can't rely on my formal education. I need to educate myself. And so I want to give you credit for being here tonight, because something's connected with you. Something has motivated you to go, you know what? I'm hungry for more. I'm going to go and educate myself. I'm going to spend my Monday nights for half an hour learning about how to boost my money mindset. And so I want you to not focus on money. I want you to focus on education. Stop talking about it and start taking action. And that's what we're doing here tonight. You're only ever poor when you give up. So if you don't give up, you will be wealthy. You will be wealthy eventually if you just keep striving for it. And you want to make sure that you're okay with taking risks, and don't let life push you into submission, because, you know, the universe is going to test you. The universe is going to test you. It's going to throw you a few curveballs. It's going to throw you a few challenges to see how much do you want it. Are you going to give up, or are you going to keep going? And so now, as a result of this, I mean, I went and studied with, you know, anyone I could find on money mindset. You know, Tony Robbins, T. Harv Eker, Scott Harris. You know, I lose, you know, I can't even remember half the people I've studied. Robert Kiyosaki. You know, I just absorbed it all, because once I realized I was lost, I realized I could no longer stay lost. I had to find a way out. And there are dumber people out there that have more money than I'd had. And I thought, you know what? It's not about intelligence. It's just about drive. It's about hunger. It's about learning the rules, playing the game, and winning the game. I now run $1 million personal growth business with my wife. I'm a co-founder of 2 startups, one in technology and one in brain and memory enhancements. You know, I get to take 2 to, you know, roughly close to 3 months off a year to take on holiday, you know, hang out with my wife. You know, I'm a designer of my own abundance and lifestyle. And I get to do all this now because I started investing in myself roughly about 8 years ago. Now, I'm not saying again that I'm overnight success, because I'm not. I'm not an overnight success. But I want to share this with you because, you know, the legacy that I want to leave behind is to help the world become a place where people who are hungry for more have the life skills, the support, the tools to master their emotions, to make an impact from a place of passion and purpose, and that they can feel like they're full of energy and excitement and fun, with great health, abundance, and the freedom to choose what they want to do every single day of their life. And, you know, a part of what drives me is to be a part of that, you know, that progression of human development. It's to help human beings evolve. Well, I can do that in a small way, in a big way, I don't know. But I want to show you tonight how to take control of your mindset, how to uninstall those outdated, obsolete programs that no longer work for you, that you picked up throughout your childhood, and how to install effective and cutting-edge systems and programs to help you get what you want faster and easier. You guys keen for that? Yes or no? Just type yes if you are. All right, so I'm going to share with you. Awesome. Cheers, guys. Let's go to the workbook. I'm going to share my screen so you can see this here. Can you guys see my screen with the workbook on it at the moment? Just type workbook or WB if, yep, yes, yep. Okay, I got a few yeses. Awesome. Thanks, Michael. Great. WB. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so the definition of abundance for me is what? So what does abundance mean to you? So to me, abundance means having the ability to live the lifestyle you desire without having to work or rely on anyone else for money. So what does that mean for you? Because it's about your definition that's important. So I want you to just punch in, what is your definition for abundance? What does that mean to you? Because I'm not a big fan of the dictionary. I don't care about the dictionary term. It's about what it means to you, because the dictionary means nothing through your day-to-day life. It's about what your unconscious meaning or association to that is. Now, when we are faced with a challenge, we really have, you know, a number of decisions to make whenever we come across that sort of challenge in life. And you will face some challenges. You either give up when you face that challenge, and therefore you become a slave to money. Like when you just give up, you know what, I'm not going to master this, and you're just going to submit to it. Well, you kind of just become a slave to it. Number two, you can pretend it doesn't exist. So really what that means is you're just terrified to face the truth. Or number three, which is what I recommend, which you're probably all here for, is that you learn from it and you move on. And so, it's not about denying the reality. It's about accepting the reality of where you're at right now and just moving on. It's like if you're in debt, just accept the fact you're in debt and you just need to claw your way out. It's just about accepting the reality. It's not about getting caught up by the past or getting caught up into the future. It's just, you know what? This is where I am right now. Let's start to work our way out. Now, there's 5 reasons why people don't have the money that they want. You can see that here. So keep blank, 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 trying to avoid what you need to do. So what you want to put there is keep putting things off. Sometimes people keep putting things off. So it's keep putting things off. Sometimes people keep putting things off. Like, I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later. There's never the perfect moment to work on your money. You just have to do it. Number 2, scared of failing. Some people are scared of failing, and so they'll be caught up in their comfort zone. What I can tell you is winners are not afraid of failing. Failing creates strength and wisdom. And so if you avoid failure, you actually also avoid success. So you don't want to be scared of failure. You want to embrace failure. Now, you don't want to fail too hard, but it's part of the journey. It's just part of the journey. The next one is too much focus on short-term solutions. That's another reason why people struggle to have the money that they want, is they just continually focus, but I've got to pay this bill, I've got to pay that bill. And they're so focused on paying whatever demands their attention, as opposed to strategically thinking about it. Number 4, believe it's impossible. So they just never honestly consider it. Some people, they're not here. They're just not considering ever being wealthy because they just think it's impossible. Why? It's like, I don't consider living under the water because I just don't believe it's possible right now. So people don't consider what they believe is impossible. And then number 5, this is a really important one. They never make a committed decision to make it a priority. And that was a big one for me. When I realized I had to do this, I had to just master it, I had to just smash it out of the park for however long it took, it became my number 1 priority. And I'm so glad I did it, because once you master it, you can move on with the rest of your life. Now, obviously, there's always another level. There's other levels. I mean, how do I get to, multiple or 8-figure income is my next level. And so we always have this ceiling, which we'll talk about. So there's some of the main reasons as to why people get stuck when it comes to money. Now, what I want you to do here is some brief instructions. I want you to go unconscious. Now, what that means is just speak fast, or just to write things down really fast. Your first response is the right response, so I don't want you to overanalyze things. I want you to stay in flow. So you just want to just do a brain dump. If you probably played that word association game. If I say black, you say, if I say apple, you say, that sort of thing. So what we're going to do is find out, what is your unconscious association to money? So we're going to go through it really quickly. Money is blank. So what is money to you? Money is what? Money is what? Money is what? And I'm just going to quickly fill it out. Whatever it is to you, money is evil. Money is easy. Money is great. Whatever comes to mind for you. And then rich people are what? Rich people are what? Rich people are what? I want you to quickly fill it in. Don't think it. Don't overcomplicate it. Whatever your first response is, that's great. And then abundance is what? Abundance is what? Abundance is what? Abundance is easy. Abundance is inevitable. Abundance is impossible. Abundance is hard. What is abundance to you? I just want you to just get that brain dump out there. Let's find out what it means to you. Now, what you may find is some of these would be positive and some of these may be negative. Some of them you might have something weird like pot plant, and that means absolutely nothing. That's okay as well. You just followed my instructions. But it's going to show you what is your unconscious association to money, because it's not your conscious mind that we're looking to work with. It's your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is 95% of your behaviors. 5% is roughly your conscious mind. So you can tell me consciously, oh no, money is great. I'm all okay with money. But if unconsciously you're sitting there thinking, oh, but if I make money, I'll hurt people, or people will judge me. That's your unconscious mind. We need to work at your unconscious level. Let's keep going. I know I'm going through this quite fast. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go over time too much. Okay, so the truth will set you free, but first it might piss you off. You know, who here's heard some advice before? When you heard that advice, it pissed you off. And then later on you realize it was good advice. And so it's just knowing that there are some things where you just need to realize what's going on. None of us like to be headed down a certain path and then realize we've been heading down the wrong path. It takes some courage and some conviction to put your ego aside and just go, you know what, you're right. I've been doing it all the wrong way. And so the biggest losses comes from missed opportunities, losing your time, losing your money, and losing your experience. And so if you don't have what you want, then there's something you don't know yet that is something that you need to change. There's something you need to change about yourself. And so let's keep going. So this one here says, I can't or may not become wealthy because, and I want you to just do a brain dump. Why do you think you can't be wealthy? Why do you think you may not become wealthy? It's good. We all have weaknesses. We all have insecurities. We all have these blockages. It's better to know what they are so we can work with them rather than just go, I don't know why, I don't know why, I don't know why. You know, we're going to uncover what's going on for you. The next one, my biggest concerns about money and abundance are, and then what are your biggest concerns? Is it, it's going to be hard work. It's going to be tough. I can't do it. I don't have enough time. I've got kids. I've got the dog. I've got I've got this ailment. I'm a dumb person. I'm stupid. I always get it wrong. You know, what are your biggest concerns about money and abundance right now? And then the worst thing about money is, and then what's the worst thing about money for you? What is that worst thing for you? All right, so let's move on to installing the millionaire belief formula. Okay, so the first one is the ultimate power I have is accepting personal responsibility for creating my future results. So it's personal responsibility for creating my future results. It's up to you. It's not up to me. It's not up to your wife, your husband, your partner, your dog, your kids, the government, your boss. It's not up to anyone other than you. You have the ability to do this. The ultimate power is you accepting this responsibility. I have all the resources I need within me. There are no unresourceful people, only unresourceful emotions. This is what we talked about earlier. It's your emotional state that'll either get you to take action or not. If you're feeling uncertain, doubt, scared, fearful, you probably won't take action. If you're feeling bold, gutsy, assertive, committed, inspired, motivated, you'll take action. And so all of us have the ability to feel those emotions, either one, whether it be good or bad, or positive or negative. So you have all the resources you need within you. It's just about whether you have resourceful emotions. So anything I can do, you can do. You can be wealthy. I can be wealthy. All of us can be wealthy. Anyone can be wealthy. In fact, I've met some people with no arms, no legs, and they're still wealthy. You know, so anybody can be wealthy. It's just about being resourceful. Success leaves clues. And that's what I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you the clues that success has left. If you follow the clues, you'll get the same result. And this is the concept of modeling. That we want to find what's the 20% of activity, of behavior, of effort that created 80% result. Because I want to work smarter, not harder. And I'm sure you want to as well. It is better to focus on progress than perfection. And so put aside perfection. If you're like, no, it didn't work because I didn't make this amount of money. Well, don't give up. Some people are like, oh, I went to ask my boss for a pay rise. He said no, so I'm going to quit my job. You might have just had to ask, a week later. You might have had to ask a month later. So sometimes people focus on perfection rather than progress. You always want to focus on progress and build that momentum moving forward. I will feel the fear and do it anyway. I can tell you some things that we're going to be doing over the next few days might be scary for you. That's okay. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. Fear is an illusion. Danger is real. Yeah, absolutely move away from danger, but don't move away from fear. Fear is just a figment of your imagination. And when you learn something about fear, then it starts to give you an understanding and you can convert that fear into, knowledge, wisdom. So don't just step away just because of fear. My past doesn't dictate my future. If it did, well, I'd be screwed because in the past, I'd lost a lot of money. It was a complete, mess up when it came to money. And so, I don't allow my past to dictate my future. I'm always going to say, you know what? I'm going to give myself the possibility of doing amazing things, even though in the past I may not have. And so don't let your past dictate your future. I welcome opportunities to step into my growth zone. I want you to make sure that you're looking for ways to grow yourself. I can tell you, growth is often not comfortable. It's often uncomfortable. And so just know some of these things, it's going to be uncomfortable for you to do, but it's worth doing. Now, everybody has the ability to create abundance. Spelled that wrong, but you guys get it. And so, this is what we call the millionaire belief formula. You want to install this. You want to say this to yourself every morning. If you can say this to yourself every morning in that first hour when you wake up, because you're highly susceptible to influence during that first hour after waking up. It takes about 2 minutes. You just read it out to yourself. If you're fairly technologically savvy, you can just record it in your phone. You can play it to yourself. And so this starts to install that millionaire belief. It's like, yep, I can do this. It gets you primed for the day and for your abundance. So what abundance means to you? So I am worthy of abundance because, so tell us, why are you worthy of abundance? Why are you worthy of abundance? You are, but tell me why. Punch it in there, throw it in. Why are you worthy of abundance? You don't have to tell me publicly, but just put it into the form or write it down. This is about you. This is about you knowing why you deserve it. And you're sending that message out to the universe saying, yeah, universe, I deserve this. Now, I want to make an impact helping who? Who do you want to help? When you have that abundance, how are you going to use it? Who are you going to help with that abundance? Because if you're not emotionally connected to what it can do for you, then the universe isn't going to send it back your way. Once you visualize something, you kind of cast it out. What brings it back is the emotional content, the emotional association. So I want you to think about, who are you going to help? Who are you going to help? Who specifically? Like, you can say, I'm going to help everyone, but that's not specific enough. You want to be really more specific. Who specifically? Like, who do you have the most emotional connection to? And I want you to focus on that. I'm committed to achieving this because. Why are you committed to this? What does this mean to you? How committed are you? Like, you say you're committed, but why are you committed to it? What does it mean to you? Give it meaning. When you give it purpose, then you'll stay true to that. During those tough days, and there's going to be tough days, there always are. During those tough days, you'll stick at it. During your weakest moments, you'll keep focused on your path because it means that much to you. And so when you find your mission, when you find your purpose, that's what we're talking about here. I'm committed to achieving this because, and this is important to me because. Why is that important to you? I shared with you, all of this is important to me because I want to do my part to move the human, the evolution forward in some small way. Do my part. Because, I'm sure that if you just start with a small way, who knows, I might stumble across a big way. But I also don't have arrogance to think I might not even achieve it. But you know what? It's going to be a cool ride anyway. And so why is it important to you? Is it about taking your family on holidays? Is it about, freeing up your family in some way? Is it about helping someone in need right now? Is there some other cause that just means something to you? And then how committed are you to mastering your abundance? I'll move this out of the way. Over the next 6 months. So how committed are you to mastering your abundance over the next 6 months? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being only a little bit, I'm only a little bit committed, to 10 being I'm massively committed. So just put a score in there. There's no right or wrong. However you put it is just perfect for you. And so that is day one. That is day one. I want to finish up by saying thank you for your time and your energies. I'm going to be jumping into the Facebook group. I'll be going live tomorrow. I've got some exciting stuff to go through. We'll be going through showing you really how to take your mindset even further with understanding why you're holding yourself back and then creating a vision, a very clear vision that is going to draw you towards it. It's a magnetic vision that we're going to be creating tomorrow about where your wealth is going to take you to. You're going to live in that future moment for a small space of time as well. It's going to be pretty cool. So guys, thank you so much. I will jump into the Facebook group very shortly. I will see you in there soon. What I will leave you with is just one final message to say, create your own luck. Don't wait for luck. Don't go buy lotto tickets. They rarely ever work. Surround yourself with people who boldly take action and move forward. They're going to lift you up to a higher level. And so really start to look at your environment, because if you want your financial position to change, if you want your money mindset to change, you also need to look at your environment and find out who's influencing your money mindset right now. Obviously, I'm a part of your environment for the next 4 days, but you want to be looking outside that as well. So guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing night. I'll see you on the Facebook Live. Bye for now.